Hey guys, turns out I went to the wrong village last night, so, oh shit. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but I even had the coordinates, like, correct and everything. I just ended up going to the other side of this mountain. and then I realized, I was like, where is my house? I was like looking around for like 5 minutes, and I couldn't find my house. I was really confused. So, yeah, I ended up making my way back after actually following the coordinates properly. But yeah, this time around I want to talk about, if you haven't, like, how it feels to not have been in a relationship when you have a lot of other friends that have been in a relationship before. And it's one of those things where it's something that, for me at least, I know I've been insecure of in the past, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, in my opinion. Like, now I've grown up a little bit. I would say that I'm a little bit more mature, but I still have a lot to learn, obviously. But I still feel like I can give some good advice for. Oh shit! I had a phone. I still feel like I can give good advice to people who are less experienced than me. You know what I mean? And the first thing is that you shouldn't be ashamed of yourself if you haven't been in a relationship, or like if you don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're like in high school, because generally speaking, like, those things, they don't last that long. There are a couple exceptions here and there, and in my high school, there were a few couples that ended up sticking together into uni, and that's great for them, because that means they realize that they don't need each other to live, right? And they're just complementing each other in their own lives, because the reality is that, if you get into a relationship, it's like you shouldn't be getting into the relationship as a result of peer pressure, and that's like a really big issue that happens nowadays, in my opinion. A lot of people like trying to get into a relationship so that they can have the namesake. It's like, oh, I've been in a relationship before, and then I guess that applies for like other things as well, because it's like you want to be the first to do these things, because they're going to be new experiences. And I discussed that in the first video that I made on this channel, where time, like, it feels like it's going faster as a result of us having like less new experiences, right? And that same logic also applies when we're talking about stuff like relationships, because if you haven't been in one, obviously if you get into a new relationship, it's going to be a new experience for you. Yeah, and that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. Why you shouldn't rush into getting one, and why you shouldn't be ashamed if you haven't been in one before, especially if you're, like my age. So I'm 18, by the way, for those that didn't know. But I haven't been in a relationship before. I've had a couple of talking stages before, but I literally lost my train of thought while I was putting my items in this thing. So, because I'm trying to do two things at once, and as a man, that's basically impossible. So, yeah, make of that with what you will. We need to make a mind, and while I'm making this mind, I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't be ashamed. So I'm 18, and I haven't been in a relationship before, a proper one at least, right? And then I know friends that from my year, from like in my age group, who have been in a relationship before, and generally speaking, it hasn't ended that well most of the time. It's ended in like situations where my friends, like I said in the previous video, they've been really upset for a long period of time. And as much as I know that it's such a shitty feeling to have, it's like being able to have someone that you can tell absolutely anything to is probably a really good privilege, in my opinion. So it's like, I understand where they're coming from when they're like really upset after they like break up with their girlfriend or boyfriend, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you got to realize that if you haven't been in a relationship before, you don't quite understand what like the stakes are. So I'm only coming from an area where I can talk as an outsider on how I think of the topic. And I mean, if you have been in a relationship before, like, comment down below what's it like. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I'm sure a lot of other people who haven't been in relationships before as well would be really appreciative of any input that other people have to say. But anyway, moving on. It's like you shouldn't be ashamed, and a lot of people nowadays, a lot of I guess kids as well, they feel like I guess pressured to get into these relationships, like I said before, regardless of like peer pressure or whatever, right? And it's one of those things where you really shouldn't rush into those things, because that's where these like really toxic breakups happen, and then that's where people like actually lose their mental health from trying to get into relationships because of external like validation and stuff. And I guess with social media it makes it even worse. Like for example, if you go to like Instagram, right, and your feed is cooked like mine, bro, oh my god, I like open Instagram and then like every third reel is like something to do with couples, and I'm just like, bro, like I don't want to see that. And no matter how much you put I don't want to see this, or like I don't recommend this user or whatever, the algorithm somehow figures out how to get that stuff into your feed once more. So obviously it's gonna be like, yeah, oh damn, my pickaxe broke. Okay, looks like we're not gonna be mining until we get some more iron. We're gonna have to find an open cave for that. Whatever, not a big deal. A little bit annoying though, but yeah. Yeah, you really shouldn't be ashamed if you haven't been in a relationship before. And if you do, I mean, you should get that checked out. You should go to like a therapist or something. But, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not a doctor.